Hello, Joshwoakes here, and in this video I'm going to be showcasing the Sonic 1 prototype that was recently released. In fact, it was released during my New Year's Eve stream, as the Hidden Palace stream took place at the same time as my New Year's Eve stream. And in this video I'm going to be showing off gameplay, well obviously, but I'll be showing off gameplay and all the different changes and all that lot. There will be little bits of commentary here and there, as I'll be adding in commentary via the editing. There will not be commentary throughout the entire video. Enjoy the video. So here we are in Green Hill Zone Act 1 again, and as you just seen, the Sega screen is different. That's because it's a generic Sega screen that you see in most Sega games. And yes, I do have debug mode on via a Game Genie code, so that I don't have to keep holding down A each time I select a level, or each time the level starts. And I was just messing with the ball there for a few seconds. I don't know how long. I'm going to say a few seconds, but yeah. The checkered ball that we all expected to see in the beta or prototype is here, and it is very annoying and very buggy. So yeah. Anyway. And what I find really odd here is that there is extra spikes on the wall, and I'm just basically checking around here, but yeah, there's extra spikes on the wall here, and if you jump from behind them, of course you're gonna get hurt. And yeah, I died here because I got bounced back onto the spikes, and obviously the spike bug or spike bug feature, whatever you want to call it, is obviously in the game at this point because this is a prototype. Another interesting change that I did not expect is that the invincibility down here is replaced with an extra life, and the invincibility is on top of the loop where the shield normally is. But as you'll see later on when I demonstrate it in the gameplay, the invincibility, although it's implemented, doesn't actually protect you from taking damage. In fact, you can still take damage even with invincibility. There you go. I just demonstrated in the gameplay, and there you go. You can still take damage with the invincibility, which in my opinion is total bullcrap. But yeah, I guess they were still working on invincibility at this point in time. Likewise, with the invincibility being replaced with an extra life, the shield down here has also been replaced with an extra life, which in a way kind of makes more sense since that it's meant to be a hidden area. But at the same time, putting a shield in a hidden area also makes sense. The instability monitor here is actually a shield monitor, which in my opinion kind of makes more sense than putting an instability monitor right at the start of the level. But meh, it's their choice to put an instability monitor there, not complaining. Now this bit with the bridge going up towards the boss is not exactly what I was expecting. Yes, the spikes were there in the final, are here in the prototype as well, but I was not expecting that bridge to be there, because my theory is as to why those spikes are there was because in a previous level layout they had the spikes there and there was no bridge there, so you basically had a gap where you had to jump over otherwise you would end up running into the spikes. And that's my theory of why those spikes are there in the first place, and they just simply forgot to remove the spikes. Now, for some odd reason, you can place Splats the Bunny, aka a Scrapped Badnik, into Mobile Zone for some reason. I have no idea why, but sure. The actual Badnik itself is not placed within the level itself. You can only spawn in using debug. Also, another thing that I noticed is that there seems to be no checkpoints whatsoever, so I can't test if the warp effect or the beta warp effect for the special stage entry is in this prototype. I'm guessing it probably is, but it's inaccessible at this point in time. They probably tested it at probably towards the end of development. I'm not sure when they would have tested it or implemented it, but there is definitely special stages in this prototype. It's just that you can only access the special stage via the level select. Now, for those who don't know, around this area behind this pushable block here, well, this pushable set of blocks stuck to each other, there is spikes hidden in the lava. Now, I don't know whether those spikes are there in this prototype because you can't see them because they're hidden behind the lava, but in the final version, there is spikes behind the lava, which you can see within the level editor when you're making a ROM hack. I'm not sure why those spikes are there, and yeah, I would like to know why those spikes are there. Surely they cannot just be there to basically stop the player from being able to push those blocks in further than intended. Now, surely most of you will know that there's normally a checkpoint up there along with a ring monitor. Now, that ring monitor is an extra life. I don't know why they changed that to a ring monitor, but considering how that's not really a hidden place and it's easy to get to, I can understand why they've done that in the first place. But why a ring monitor though? Why not a shield or some kind of invisibility power up there? It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would they put a ring monitor there? I guess it's still rewarding exploration. Also, I know a few people are going to disagree with me here. I actually prefer to have the Yardens in Marble Zone instead of the Caterpillars, because those things are darn annoying because they're stupid hitbox. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Why is the invisibility an extra life monitor? Well, mind you, it kind of doesn't make sense to have the invisibility there, but considering this is a very tricky part of the level, it's better to have it there. Now, I disagree with forcing the player to use invisibility to progress to the level, but the invisibility there is there as an option. The player does not have to use Instability. Also, this part of the level is actually different. It's actually longer. Well, it feels longer than the final version of the level, which is actually really interesting. Now, I'm going to assume that most people will know about this little shortcut area where you can get the extra life and basically skip half of the level, or skip straight to this part of the level here where it's towards the end. Now, for the most part, it looks like it's normal. It looks like it's the same as the final, when in fact it's actually different, especially if you go on the bottom path. Also, the boss isn't implemented, so the level just finishes with a signpost. But because of this, if you go on the bottom path, you'll eventually get to a point where you're basically below the signpost and the screen will lock, meaning that you will basically be stuck. Now, I didn't show that part off in this part of the gameplay, but I did show it off later on. And I guess in that point there is where you come out if you took the bottom path. Or, you know, it's an exit point basically. So this is interesting. The level just finishes with a signpost, because there's no boss, obviously. Now this is just stupid. I'm thankful that they've changed this or didn't include this part of the level in the final, because these spike balls are spinning around way too fast, and also Sonic's jump height doesn't seem to be that good. Either that or the platforms are too high up to get back up on them. These spike balls are just spinning way too fast, and I had no choice but to use debug mode to practically get past them, because they're just so hard to avoid when they're spinning that fast. I know it's possible to probably avoid them if you have quick enough reactions and good timing, but yeah. Also, nice placement of that signpost. Yeah, because put it in the floor. But there again, now that I think about it, it kind of looks like it's balancing on that tile in the foreground. Now, at this point in the video, the game basically resets the Sega screen. Now, at this point, it's now time to go back and look at things we've missed, starting with replaying Marble Zone Act 3 to show you that bottom path and how different it is around the ending part, as well as the other unfinished acts and levels that we didn't get to see, and then finishing off with the special stage. this I really did like when I was playing this. When I first saw this, I said to myself, this is really interesting and surprisingly easy to avoid. But yeah, it's a shame that they didn't include something like that in the final game, because that is actually something I actually really like. I know some people may disagree with me, but that's just my opinion, and that's just how I feel. But yeah. And here we have Labyrinth Zone, and for the most part it's exactly how I expected it to be. Completely empty, with a different background, and surprisingly no water. And this is unique, this part here. Now that is something you don't get to see in the final. Now, because there's no objects here, or any water here, I don't know if any of the graphics for the water or anything like that are implemented. I don't know if the goggles exist at this point. They probably do, but they're probably not being used yet. Also, when you activate debug mode, for some reason it seems to turn you into a black ring for some reason, making it look like something is becoming invisible in front of the background, which is just odd. But yeah, this is Labyrinth Zone. It is completely empty, but the layout is there, and it's the same for all 3 acts. Now for Scrap Brain Zone, aka Clockwork Zone, or Clock Orc Zone as it's called in this prototype, because it's missing the W. Probably because the W does not exist in the title card graphics. I don't know why they didn't bother to add a W, but there again they were going to rename the zone anyway, so why bother? Just like with Labyrinth Zone, Scrap Brain or Clockwork Zone here is just completely unfinished. It's completely empty. The layout is there, although completely different. The final, but yeah, it's just really unfinished and completely empty, devoid of objects. And there is only 2 acts of Scrap Brain. Now there probably is an act 3, and I didn't actually try to brute force my way into an act 3, because something tells me if I do that the game will probably crash, but I'm sure someone else has already done that for me. But yeah, this is Scrap Brain Zone and it is very unfinished, like with Labyrinth Zone. finally, here we are at the special stage, which is only accessible via the level select. Now, this is interesting. Initially, at first, I thought you couldn't jump when you can, but you can only jump with the C button. The reason is because when you press A and B, you're actually controlling the speed of the rotation, and then when you press start, you stop the rotation. But for some reason, when debug mode is enabled, it seems like pressing start allows you to pause the game in the special stage. Because when I was experimenting with this earlier to see how playable this special stage is, and experimenting with the controls of being able to control the rotation and being able to stop it on demand, I was not able to pause the game whatsoever, which means I was not able to do start plus A, or start A, however you want to say it, to exit back to the Sega screen. But yeah, this is the special stage. I don't know whether there's any other stages. There is no emerald in here, and the goals do work, but all it does is just do the spinning animation, freezes for a few seconds, and then resets the special stage. It does not kick you out the special stage, it just simply resets. But yeah, the control scheme here is really interesting. The only problem is pressing the start button, which would normally pause the game, which it does with debug mode on. I wonder if this could actually work in a ROM hack, where you could actually control the speed and rotation of the special stage, where you can tell it to speed up, tell it to speed down, slow down by pressing A or B, and then pressing C to stop the rotation, and then obviously you can then press up to jump. It'll be something interesting to experiment with in the form of a ROM hack, which I'll probably most likely end up doing myself, because I don't know whether anyone else would even try to do that, but it's something I would definitely experiment with. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I was basically just seeing how fast I could get the special stage to spin. But yeah, it can spin quite fast, and I think it got to the point where I was trying to slow it back down, but it was basically refusing to slow down, so to basically force it to stop. So that's it for the showcase of the Sonic 1 prototype that was recently released for the new year 2021. So yeah, I'll be putting the Hidden Palace Wiki link in the description down below, where you can download this prototype and read more information on it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, don't expect more commentary videos like this. This was just a one-off, mainly for this video, mainly for this Sonic 1 prototype. I may or not do the other prototypes, like the Sonic 2 betas and the Sonic 3 prototype. I may do those, but yeah. This commentary video was mainly a one-off. I normally only do commentary in live streams, But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.